Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Can you believe it? 5 weeks in a row, I've made it. 5. Am I on the way to being consistent? Probably not. Hello, Omar. Hello, everyone. Can you believe I've actually made it 5 weeks in a row? This is the kind of consistency that I've never been able to achieve, and here we are. Here we are indeed. Do I know what PC? Wit PC? Is that a company? Wit PC. I don't think I've heard of Wit PC. What do you mean, what PC? We do, so commands are working today, I think, he says. I'm going to see if this has worked, because I've spent a little bit of time setting this up, so hopefully, you can probably see it on the screen already, the command list. Not the command list, the parts list. Shall we try it? Live on stream? I'm going to hit enter. There we go. It works. Across YouTube and Twitch as well. Do you know what PC? No, do you solve PC problems? I mean, yes. It depends on what the problem is. I can try to help. What PC problems are you facing right now? Look at that, new commands. I even have, let's try this one as well. Should have a keyboard in front of me to make my life easier. Does that work? It does if you spell it right. Not when I spell it Discord. There you go. Accidentally sending that across to YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So I enable secure boot and TPM and they won't let me exit the BIOS. What do you mean? What happens? What does it say? That seems strange, because the BIOS is more than happy for most people to have secure boot enabled. Definitely secure boot you're enabling. So today's build is an interesting one. So I've been kind of making a push locally to kind of share off my services, etc. Show kind of what I do. Put a little bit on my website about this. So I've started to offer like PC services or MOTs for customers. And as coincidence would have it, one of my friends had another friend that was running into an issue with his PC. Well, he started to build it and basically he got very overwhelmed from the sounds of things and he kind of panicked a bit and just wanted to get someone to build it for him, and this is where we are. So it's a partially started build. I think this is kind of the thing that happens, like a load of people always go, oh, you should build your own, but building's just not for everyone, because you wouldn't say to a plumber, oh, I could do this myself. You'd just pay the plumber, right? So the same thing for computer scenarios. You could learn, and you absolutely can, and if you want to learn, I implore you to do so. But there is times where someone's just not going to be wanting or kind of willing to learn, and that's kind of where us PC builders come into place. So I play Fortnite and I need to enable boot and TMP, and when I exit the bar and you need to double check your boot order for your. Oh, that sounds complicated because it sounds like I think I know what's happening. How did you install Windows? Was it through UEFI? Because it sounds like it's not recognizing your SSD for some reason or the other. Just double check your SSD showing in the BIOS, and if it is, something's gone wrong with your Windows boot manager. might be a pain in the ass to do, and you might need to reinstall. What is the... So, the build today. Let's start with the partially put together motherboard. Well, motherboard CPU. Motherboard of choice today is a B650 Gaming Plus Wi-Fi. Hello, Gubbo. Hello, hello. This is the motherboard of choice today. B650. Wait, I didn't understand. So your BIOS sounds like it's not picking up your SSD for some reason or the other. Might be better to reset all the default settings, and then try re-enabling secure boot, because it sounds like your system's not picking up your SSD for some reason or the other. Anyways, motherboard today. B650 Gaming Plus Wi-Fi. B650s are now... I've heard they're no longer making them, so B850s is normally the way forward. Set your defaults in the BIOS. I think it's usually F10 to reset the defaults. You want it to basically start from afresh. This is not picking up your SSD at the moment. So, they chose to go with the B650. They've already partially, as you'll be able to see in just one moment, already partially started to put the PC together. Put that package aside for one moment. Hi from Ravenna, Italy. Hello! Welcome to the stream. How is it going? How is Ravenna right now? We've had terrible, terrible weather today in the UK. It's now looking like it's heading towards kind of autumn season, unfortunately. Hopefully it kind of picks back up and we have a warmer September eventually. So, I've actually put something wrong in the parts list. Maybe I should change that quickly. I might take out the CPU so you can see it as well. You just make a change on the fly. There you are. There we go. Made a couple of changes there. So, CPU. Maybe I won't take it out today. He's already put it in for me, so save the hassle. CPU of choice. Hopefully the camera does a good job of showing you that. Is a Ryzen 5 7000X. This was basically the best kind of entry-level bang for buck AM5 chip you could get. Now, I would say actually better case to get the 9600X because the pricing is about very similar, and then the performance up gains you get are quite high. It's hot here and sunny, lovely. Hopefully it's a good kind of hot and not like a sweltering heat. No, it's fine, I completely understand you. I suspect your English is probably better than mine. Some people can barely understand my English. Hey ho, Debonex, how's it going? Very nice looking build you got there. I'm hoping you're enjoying it. So yeah, CPU was... Sorry, I need to go back into storytelling. So the customer, yeah, he'd partially started building it, as you can see from the screw mounts for the AMD bracket there, for the CPU core, should I say. He'd already installed the SSD. I took that out just so I can re-show you what the SSD is. But yeah, I think he'd got to the point where he started to build it and then got mixed up on what goes where and got confused. And was just like, I would just want someone to build this for me and get this done so we can start playing some games, and that's where I came in. So I'm just going to take out these screws. I know exactly from last week's stream exactly how to do a CPU cooler of choice. Thank you, I have just booted up Metal Gear Solid Delta, lovely. Yeah, I've heard that game is a bit janky at the moment, so it might not even be your PC that's the problem. That's a Konami issue. Can we zoom in a little bit? See if I can... Sorry. I want to eventually get some sort of trigger where I can just automatically zoom in and out without having to do this manually, but I have to do it manually for the time being. Remind myself to go zoom out after this. Honestly, the build was super duper easy, watched lots of videos, etc. Awesome. I'm glad. The thing is, PC building is like adult Lego. If you take your time and watch loads of content, read all the manuals, you can absolutely nail the build first time around. Just, it exercises a lot of patience. But as long as you're patient, you'll be able to make it through for sure. And I'm glad it come out really well. I do really like those fractal cases as well. I'm heading out. Ship me a message after the stream, I shall. Thank you for stopping by. So yes, CPU Ryzen 5 7600X. That is pre-installed. I don't need to do anything with that. SSD of choice today. Crucial. This was not anything that I'd actually picked. This is what the customer picked for themselves. And in fairness, I think they'd already done their research and got very decent price to performance parts. Really interested to see the GPU in action when I show you it later. SSD of choice was the P3 Plus Crucial, 1TB, PCIe 4. Trying to find out the speeds. I don't think it's going to tell me on the sticker. Don't 100% know of the quality. Usually alright with Crucial. I haven't done my research on this prior to installation. When I first booted up Metal Gear Solid Delta, my CPU spiked to 90C, but it chilled it after. Now it runs around 55C. And to be fair, with Ryzen, you're on AM5, aren't you? If I'm not mistaken. They cap out at 95, so you're fine. Do you think that 513 euros, $600 is a good price for a used 5060 Ti 16GB model? I don't know what the market's like in Italy. I wouldn't pay... I'll tell you how much they go for here. I think that sounds a little bit expensive, but I can't guarantee that your market's perfect at the moment. So yeah, I mean, brand new here, they're about £300. So what, 350 euros or something? Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know the Italy market, but I would say that seems kind of expensive. What's like the regular price if you Google it? I would ask. Yeah, 9800X 3D. Yeah, so AM5 will typically cap out at 95. They're kind of rated to go that high anyway, so I wouldn't stress about it too much. I had a PC that had liquid cooling and was running at 95 caps. It's just they target that. You can alter that by using like a contact frame, but it's not worth it. It's like completely fine. Sorry, so go back to the SSD. don't see, he actually already had this in, but I don't think it was installed properly. So just gonna install that by pushing that down and lifting that clip over, so that's now installed. Just check PC part picker for you. Cheapest one is €450. So yeah, it sounds quite expensive. Is it definitely a 5060 Ti? Because you could probably get a 5070 Ti for that, unless that's what you actually meant. So let's install the heatsink again. I think we're gonna easily achieve the 10 o'clock deadline that I set myself every week, especially with the fact that it's partially made. Let's grab the RAM. So he gave it to me all in like different bags and stuff, so it's kind of awkward to organise it. €5070 Ti is €830, so yeah, maybe a 5070 or something like that. Or if you're happy with AMD 9070 XT, 9060 XT. Yo, how you doing? I'm doing well, thank you. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. So, user's RAM of choice or client's RAM of choice. This is, again, not anything that I picked out. He'd already bought all these parts way before I'd even had a discussion with him. But just to show you, I think, and everything looks like great price to performance. I don't know how much he actually paid. Let's hold one of these up at a time, that'll be much easier. Crucial 6000 megahertz Vengeance RAM. I think, if I'm mistaken, I've actually got Vengeance, or I've got, was it Crucial? No, maybe I've got Crucial. There's a Ventus 2x model from MSI for €480, €448. God, I can't speak properly. See, my English is bad. They say the cooler is a little weak. Tends to happen with those MSI GPUs. Wouldn't stress about it all too much. What I tend to do is, if you undervolt it a little bit, it tends to help. I've used the MSI ones before and I've mostly been fine with them. Just have to, it's just a compromise, but performance-wise, they're okay, typically. So yeah, 2x 16 gigs, 32 gigs in total. That's about the minimum you would need for AM5 nowadays. Would never go anything lower, I don't think. I think even for DDR4 systems, I think 32 is becoming the minimum as well. Typically label outwards from memory, but I could be lying. You want to go that way? No, surely not. Is it actually that way? Okay. Label outwards, my bad. What up, Rick? How are you doing? So that is RAM installed. Now, the one thing I now need to install, it's a bit of a weird one, it's in a carrier bag because he'd thrown all the boxes away. So, hopefully I've got everything I need. Let's go and grab that from the carrier bag that I talked about. Yep, so he's got the Arctic Freezer 3 unboxed, ready to go. Interestingly, he's got the 240mm fan version, which is kind of nice. A little bit different to what I'm used to. Good, just chilling at work. Awesome. I'm hoping work is going as well as possible. 5060 Ti, 16 gig is not extremely hot and power hungry card, exactly. And with a nice little undervolt, it would run fine. Do you have your heart set on Nvidia then? Now, I can see he's got all the screws for the brackets and the bracket themselves. Thankfully, because it's just kind of chucked him, as I can show you, he kind of just chucked him into this box in a panic, I think. Thankfully, I think everything is there from what I could see. A 9060 XT 16 gigs is €377 on Amazon. Yeah, and that's a good card. My favourite card. Funny enough. Little spoiler for today. So, he's kept all the cables. That's good. You always worry when someone gives you a load of their parts. That load of stuff's going to be missing, but I think thankfully it's all here. Now, the good thing is I've done these. This is probably the 4th time now that I built with this very cooler or very similar. So I pretty much know off by heart how to do it. Did it all but still not working. So your system's not picking up your SSD for some reason or the other. Hopefully you haven't got a faulty SSD. I wouldn't be able to troubleshoot right now, I'm afraid. Yeah, it sounds like your system's not picking up your SSD. Because what would happen is it would go straight into Windows if it is. Or it's not picking up like your Windows, what's the right word? Bootloader. You could kind of check it through your boot options. If you've got Windows boot manager available, you should be able to click that to see if it is still working. But yeah, unfortunately you're going to have to do more troubleshooting on your end. So interestingly, he bought a load of extra stuff. I guess it makes sense because he didn't know what he was buying. He bought extra set of MX4. You get MX6 in the box as well, which is always better to use MX6, I would say. Well, everyone would say because it's high performance, right? MX6 thermal paste, as comes with the G. Then, God. Get my tongue out of my mouth. As comes with the CPU cooler. Don't know the right pattern for AM5. Typically I do the cross. I know that was typical for AM4 to do that, or the best way to do it, but who knows. Honestly, I was torn between AMD and Nvidia. I went Team Green as I felt it would get more future-proof with frame gen, but the price to performance on AMD is insane. Honestly, still unsure. Thing is, with frame gen, you can get AMD now has frame generation, but it's the trade-off is, as is always, Nvidia is going to give you better support for, especially with Windows like software like streaming. Most video editing apps prefer Nvidia. Just better typically for that kind of work. And DLSS is better than FSR, but the gap is closing. Intoxicity, thank you for the follow, my friend. How are you? Okay, so from memory, that will go on the left hand side. Well, it does say L, to be fair, to tell me which side it should go on. Good, I'm glad you're good. I think what I like to do typically do I have to put these on the slot first and then I screw that in. Memory serves me correctly, and I think it does. Cool, that's right. Now that goes on the top because it kind of sits above it. Just like to screw it in if I can with my hands first, and then I'll do proper screwing in a second, because otherwise this happens and it's really annoying. It's the only awkward thing. What is this PC for? I believe it's just for gaming. I don't actually 100% know. I think it's just first time gaming PC for the customer, because they basically bought all the parts all themselves and they started to build it, but they just got overwhelmed and worrying that they weren't doing the right thing. They just wanted to pass it over to me. Perfect $1,000 bill. Was it the fellow that was asking here the other day? No, it wasn't. Welcome back, Serge. It was someone, a friend of a friend, basically. My friend made the other friend aware that I can help out with this kind of stuff, and here we are. Losing the magnet on my iFixit screwdriver, so I'm going to change to LTT. This is the only little bit fiddly bit of an otherwise easy to install CPU cooler, in my opinion, at least for an AIO. I was about to ask where the LTT screwdriver was. Yeah, I had to invest in one of these. The thing is, I do so many PCs, I was like, you know what, I'm going to treat myself. I've even got the cable management stuff on my pegboard to the right of us, or to the right of me. It's a very nice screwdriver. I can't say 100% whether it's worth the money, but then again, when you do so many PC builds, it's kind of nice. Two brackets in again. I won't screw that one in completely because just in case I need to adjust it in a mo. Very straightforward there. So plastic off. Always remember this. Always take your plastic off your coolers, people. Otherwise end up with hot CPU. Sometimes not know why. And the plastic off of this can come off as well. This bit can be a tiny bit fiddly. Usually pretty straightforward though. Oh, I only peeled off a bit of the sticker apparently. This is the only bit, it's just kind of making sure the screws are lining up as you put it down. There you go. And I think that's in on the other side, but I can't 100% tell. Oh, I forgot about that on my first PC. Yeah. I'm probably lying, but I don't think I've ever done that. And it's kind of crazy for me because I do stupid shit all the time. But yeah, it catches so many people out. Yeah, so this is the awkward bit. If you screw in too much, it tilts it, and then you have to unscrew it to tilt the other side back in. So don't do what I did. Do a couple of turns at a time, and then it should balance correctly. So that's in that side now. I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a better system, by the way, because the pressure will be 3, 4 even once it's done as well. Not that there should be pressure issues as such, but or you can sometimes face that with AIO callers where the pressure isn't quite right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, don't quote me on that. I might be lying to you, but because my memory sucks, I've probably forgotten the part of the time I've done that. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. I have a partial build that I have listed. Realised my horizontal chat isn't showing. Or is it, and it's just my side that's gone weird. Sorry, there you go. I have a partial build that I have listed on eBay, but I think if I just upgrade the CPU and put a GPU in it, it would sell faster. I'm thinking of getting an i7 11700KF and matching it up with a RTX 2060. It's a lot of CPU for not a lot of GPU. I think what CPU have you got at the moment? Might be better with even for. I know you probably got a decent motherboard with that, but I would actually tempted to put in like an i3 with the 2060. Hey man, hey Sage, how's it going? Yeah, or the 11100F or 10105F or any of those variants. Because I just or you know what? Actually, maybe if you're trying to sell it, i5 10400F or 11400F. What I'd also suggest to do is sell it on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or anything like that, and just jazz it up a bit and take some nice photos, because you tend to get more money and better buyers from Facebook Marketplace than you do eBay. Because the thing is with eBay is you're putting it out to the masses, but Facebook is just local, if that makes sense. And people on eBay just want the price of the components and nothing else, whereas Facebook Marketplace, people more inclined to pay for like a premium looking PC, just from my experience. In fact, that's basically how I started flipping PCs. And funny enough, it's one of the things that I need to kind of go back to on Discord at some point, because I've become more just a generic PC seller rather than just a flipper. And I do really enjoy flipping PCs, is how I started really. Maybe I'll do a guide on how to flip a PC at some point or something along those lines. Sorry, so CPU cooler is installed. I don't want to amount too much pressure because that can create pressure issues and cause temperatures to spike. Magnetic Arctic cooler goes on top. I'm going to take this off because otherwise I'll forget to do that and then have to do it later. It's magnetic, so it pinches onto the screws. Perfect. Done and ready to go. Pop that over to one side. Now, to show you the case of choice today, we'll go to this view to begin with. I think that that Twitch monitor is very slow. It doesn't seem to sync up properly. Maybe I should change it to the YouTube one. Case of choice today. He's already taken off the side panel, as you can see. It's actually a case that I've had my eye on for a long time and never actually bought myself. But it's the Corsair 4000D. Really nice looking build, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was the most popular case in the world at one point, or at least across Northern America and Europe. It's a really nice case. I like the sleekness and subtlety of it. How much did I get paid for this job? So I'm running an introductory offer for this kind of work at the moment. This is just £60. Which is just, I will do PC service, so I'll set up a PC, or if you've got a PC, I'll tidy it and clean it and update everything as good as possible. The 2060, because right now I see some of them are about 100 and 130. don't want to throw more money in than that. Yeah, so maybe I wouldn't do the i7. I think that's just probably too much. The i5 would probably be a good kind of point for that PC. How much? Yeah, how much I get paid for the job? So it's £60 basically. I'm doing this kind of service for at the moment, like a new customer offer thing for people. I found Inno 3D 5060 Ti for €443. What do you think about the Inno 3D brand? I think it's fine. I think I've used like one or two in the past, and I always think that as long as you get decent warranty, you're gonna be fine. I know people like to typically buy big brands for GPUs, but I tend to save money by going for the littler brands, like what the other ones. Well, I forgot their names, but I think usually fine. Just check the reviews, I would say. Do some research on YouTube, etc. Beautiful case. Yes, I think so too. Case is really nice, very sleek. Probably like the best, one of the best, like, I keep saying price to performance. I don't know price to performance is right because it's a case. How does that perform? But one of the best looking cases for the price. And the cable management's really good from what I remember. So it's got RGB fans in it as well, which is always a cool thing if you like RGB. Corsair cases are really nice. They've really, I think in the past I wasn't a massive fan, but the last 4 or 5 years they've really upped their game. Love their IQ stuff too. What they're like their fans and stuff. Are they proprietary? I don't really like their proprietary fans, to be honest. Or the cabling is a pain in the arse. Is the case heavy? I don't think it's that heavy. I don't know how many kilos that is. It's gonna get heavier as soon as like all the parts are in, I guess. I wonder if it says on the box somewhere how heavy it is. If I had to guesstimate, maybe 10 kilos? Is that an exaggeration? Do it this way, is that the best way of doing it? Yeah, just remembered I need to zoom out, because otherwise you're going to see too much. Well, not too much, it's going to look weird. 2 seconds, let me do that before I forget. Ooh, did not mean to do that. Yeah, as I was saying, I'm going to get a trigger so I don't have to do that manually in the future. Hopefully I can get the camera up higher anyway. So always, of course, do your I/O shield. I have forgotten to do this before, at least once or twice in my life. Annoying that motherboards don't always include them just embedded now. I know that a lot of manufacturers have started to. I don't know why we're still doing this to this day. It just creates opportunity to lose them, and why is that a benefit to anyone? Maybe there's a benefit that I don't quite understand. Just make sure the cables don't get in the way when we install the motherboard. Now, important thing to remember with this, do not grab it by, typically you would grab it by the cooler, but this happens. Only minor downside to the Arctic coolers, I would say, the modern day ones. So you just want to actually grab it by the underside of the motherboard, I would argue. I haven't even checked if the screws line up, so I'm just going to take a chance that they are. think we are good. There's a screw missing from the top right though, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's there. Okay. I'll tell you what's causing the problem. This is in the way. Don't grab the CPU by the unmentionables, exactly. By the way, you can use a phone as a stream deck and you can change the main camera. Yeah, I'm just being lazy to be honest. I've got a stream deck thing. I was just being lazy and haven't set it up properly. I was faffing around with it earlier. No benefit at all for the IO Shield stupid design. Yeah, absolutely. Glad 90% of the newer ones are integrated. Yeah, totally. Does my head in. It just gives you an opportunity to lose them. It's like, why? Why? I get that it was a thing they used to do in the past, but like, come on, get with the times, peeps. So I don't know if I'm still getting pushback from the IO Shield itself. It seems to be lining up okay. There we go. Gonna gently put that there because I'm gonna need to screw this in. Tell you what, I'm gonna be 2 seconds. I just need to run to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Hello, I'm back. Is it micro ATX or ATX? It's ATX. For ATX. Wait, what does everyone prefer? Integrated IO or set? Integrated, yeah, 100%. I don't know why they aren't integrated now by standard. It's not even like more engineering to make one, I don't think. Maybe it is. Maybe that's what I'm missing. Hopefully he's put the screws in here. It doesn't matter too much if they are missing. Grab my screw bowl. Problem is I have to navigate through everything in this room now because there's so much shit everywhere. Screwball. I understand them being separate if the motherboard didn't have an I/O body and everything was exposed. Yeah, absolutely. It's all just accessories for the box, just making sure there wasn't anything I was missing. Ah, okay, he's got all the screws and stuff here, and he hasn't unboxed them, so that's good. I was worried there's a load of screws missing then. Let's leave that one. Just do the motherboard screws. I have this habit of undoing them all and putting them everywhere, and then I'm like trying to track down which one I need, so I won't do that today. That's the screw for the back of it. Okay, that's for the cooler. Interesting that it's all in like bags. I'll try not to screw it in, but in this case you might need to. I think unfortunately I do. Well, I've got a load of spare motherboard screws already in the bowl. I can just use those. I don't know if he's depends on what the case needs, I guess. Let's try it with these. Might have to change into some shorts in a minute, you know. I'm in my joggers because it's been a bit of a chilly day, or cooler day at least. And now I am melting because this is what happens. Make sure the window's open. That'll help a little bit. I'm gonna just see, maybe this is the screw that the case wants you to use, because typically you would have, so typically you would use one of these. But I can't seem to see them amongst the case screws, so maybe they want you to use these ones? Seems like it fits. Yeah, I guess that's right. Fair enough. Trying to carefully navigate around this cable that I haven't installed. What's going on there? Oh! Oh! I don't think it's going to be a big problem. It's going to ground it nevertheless, but I don't know if anyone can see that. Maybe I'll zoom in. I can see probably why he panicked a little. Yeah, I need to set up those hotkeys so I don't have to talk about doing this. You can zoom in quite a bit here. Can you see? If I shuffle it over, here is a broken screw. It's just like created like a little nubbin, which I think is going to be fine, and it's going to still ground the motherboard. I suspect this is why he panicked. Unless that's meant to be like that and I missed something, but it looks like a broken screw. Unless it is like by design. Unless it's by design just to get you to line up the motherboard correctly or something, which is kind of a cool feature. No one confirmed that for me. It's interesting design, if so. I can't quite tell. It looks like maybe it is by design. You can tell how much I've never used this case. If so, that's actually pretty clever. Means you properly lock it into place before you even start screwing anything, which is a good idea. I even like these screws. They feel what's the right word? It has the same thing. It's not the motherboard though. It's like a standoff for the case. like a little nubbin just to put to slot the motherboard. Or maybe you mean for Fractal then, in that case. Fractal have done the same thing. Probably taken inspiration from Corsair. Yeah, that makes sense. That's kind of cool. I've never seen that before. It's such a good idea. Props to Corsair, I guess, assuming they've come up with it. I was like, I thought he'd snapped the screw or something when trying to install it, and that's probably why. This is an assumption that maybe he panicked and didn't want to continue, and that was why. But I think it's like a little nubbin. That's clever. Learn something new every day. What we can maybe do, if I'm finished way before my deadline, I keep saying the deadline, it's not a deadline, I'll finish when I finish, but if I finish in time, I've got a new capture card and we can maybe try some things. We can start loading Windows onto this and have a little Q&A or something whilst that loads. Let's go and find a spare HDMI cable though, I've got one. All the screws, should do it in order so I don't forget. I think that's everything. Cool, that's all the screws. Now to install the band to the case. These are all going to get in the way. The thing is, I've got shit ton of spare screws, so I might just chuck these in the metal recycling. Don't think we're going to need them. Just making sure I haven't missed any, but I haven't. Right, hopefully he's put all the appropriate screws in place. I might have a backup option just in case he hasn't. There's one. Wonder if some are missing. Let's try it. Let's install most of these anyway, and then we can figure it out. Just like that so you guys can see me install this. I think in a second I'm going to change this to some shorts though, I'm starting to get very warm. So, let's be gentle with that. Oh yes, we need to pop off the top of course. I do really like this case. It's very, very sleek, very minimal. It's interesting, the handle on the back is like a rubbery one as well. I have to pull on it a bit though, I think. Maybe I have to put it back up first. That was dangerous, don't do that. Hold on to it before you do that, I recommend, otherwise it could have been much worse. So the only reason I did that is because I want to. God, this is not good streaming. Sorry, me flapping about with an AIO. Let's put that down carefully. I just want to get the top off. Looks like I've undone the screws, but I'm pulling at it. There we go. So this handle doesn't really do much. To manually slide it. That's one caveat. Right, now we're going to carefully place it down and not have to power the AIO again. There we go. Gently. gently twist that back up to not cause tension. AIO looks really nice with the case as well, I think. It was a good pairing. So trying to get it mostly in the middle. We'll just partially get that screw in just so we can easily put the other ones in. I'll probably slide that along in a minute. Hoping there's enough screws that he's given me. The 8 I need. Now adjust that one just so I can slide it ever so slightly. Get it more in the middle. What do you reckon, in the middle? Rather than one side? I would say here is about right. Maybe we do have enough screws. I think I've counted enough. So just need to slide that up a bit. There we go. Starting to get very warm. Once this is in, I will go and grab some shorts, I believe. Don't know what that means by 1 point though. Channel points? Wouldn't make sense. 1 point. I think we are good with the screws. So that potential crisis is averted. So it's going to be air out, which is fine because we're going to have intakes this side. We're going to be exhausting at the top, which is absolutely fine for an AIO like this. One thing I don't think I have yet is a long enough kettle lead. Although I've got one, maybe I can make do with another one I've got. I think what I'll do is I'll install a longer kettle lead so I can run it across the back here at some point. Okay. Only problem is I'm now covering one of the screw holes. It's probably going to be fine without that extra screw. And you compromise when I'm putting it right in the middle. Just think aesthetically it looks better that way. I don't know if anyone else agrees. One screw missing. So I could in theory slide it over, but I think it looks better there in the center. It's not going anywhere anyway. Let's leave it as a spare screw, I think. I realise there's black tape here. I guess that's where the glass was before. That off. Very interesting. I don't think I've ever had someone's PC where they've half started it before. Maybe lying. Maybe there is scenarios where that is the case. Normally just do it from afresh. Or rebuild into like a new case or something like that, but it's a little bit different today. Oh, that's the AIO installed. Looking pretty sweet so far. It's going to change into some shorts so I don't melt live on stream, but maybe that will make for an interesting stream. I'll be back in 2 minutes. I'm back. Got into some shorts. So I'm just going to put all the spare screws here. Oh, one very important thing I nearly forgot. The CPU cooler wouldn't work without it. The cable for the CPU cooler. Oh, bugger. I think I'm going to have to take off the cooler just to install that. Silly me. I think I'm going to have to take that off just to install that again. That's really silly of me. Amateur mistakes I still make it after all this time. So, with the Arctic coolers, they don't have the cable installed manually. You end up having to do this yourself. So, because I was numbnuts and thought I knew exactly what I was doing, I didn't install the cables. And I don't think... I took out the RAM maybe. You know what, I'm going to be ambitious, and maybe I'll regret doing this. Take out the RAM and try and install the cable underneath the cooler. If my fat fingers can actually get under there. So with the AIO, we switch views again. You get a choice. You can have everything powered through one cable, through just the CPU cooler, or you have an option for multiple fan, in which case I'm going to do multiple fan because it gives you much better choice in terms of controlling the speeds, etc. Very ambitious of me to try and do this without taking off the AIO. I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know if you can see the gap that I'm trying to run it under. That's VRM, so we'll start with... I can't even see the labelling, so... CPU fan is this one. I think I've been overly ambitious. I think it's just probably going to be better if I do the AIO, isn't it, unfortunately? Although... I've got one in. Let's go. Don't do this. Put it in way before the AIO. That would be what I'd say. So we'll do. That's the pump. So we'll do pump fan here. God, can I do this again? I think I am going to be able to make it work. Probably would have saved would have taken the same amount of time if I actually took off the AIO. Now wondering if I should just take off the AIO again. Being ambitious. Improvising. Can I do another one? Yes, I can. There's 2 fans installed. I think I can do this. Oh, it's like an operation in there. For most people, I'd not recommend doing this, but I'm trying to save time because I'm lazy. What I need is a light so I can see what I'm doing as well. Though I need both hands, ideally. I don't know if I saved any time doing this. It probably would have been less faff to actually unscrew it and install these, but I'm here now. I'm committed. I need both hands. This one is the most tricky for some reason. Oh, no. Carefully not trying to bend the pins as well. This is really stupid. Don't try this at home, kids. Hey, he's done it though. Don't do it that way. Don't do it that way. Now I need to put this in the connector for the cooler here. I think that's the right way up, he says. Yes. Didn't feel snug as it usually does. Hopefully that's okay. Always correct it if not. There you go, you see the scalp on my head there? Let's get the RAM back installed and then I can tidy up that cable a little bit. Oh no. Oh no. I now made it very difficult to get the RAM installed. Shit. Oh no. I probably should have gone with it. Taking off the cooler in the first place. Fine getting it out, that's what she said, but putting it back in is the drama. I don't want to scratch the cooler. No. Can I wiggle? Carefully wiggle it down? Not causing any damage? No, I think I've been overly ambitious. No, right, okay, not going to cause any damage. After all of that, and I could have just taken it off to begin with. Ah, Alex. That's what I get for trying to be too clever. Hey brother, love what you do. Thank you very much. It's very kind. How's it going this evening? Kevalan? Kevalan, is that right? Hopefully that's right. Hopefully you should see, I keep talking about doing more content and I'm working on some stuff. But I've been sidetracked with a couple of things I needed to buy to do the stuff that I wanted to do. So hopefully you should see some more stuff from me very soon. Some more shorts, more long form, that's the aim. Interestingly, I've just kind of tried to knuckle down and be consistent, at least with one thing, and then I'll start on the next. So streaming is my current consistency thing. Now I can move on to the more consistent base of making videos. Should have something lined up though. I've got everything I need now, thankfully. And one of the parts actually came in today and I installed on my office PC. So hopefully you guys get to see that very soon. So yeah, should have just uninstalled this to begin with. I don't know why. I'm tempted to faff about. Keep it going Keep it going, bro. Much love from South Africa. Thank you very much. Trying to learn how to build PCs too. Well, there you go. I'm glad I could give you something in return for your time. It's an awesome skill to learn. I mean, I'm quite literally making a career out of it. But yeah, it's just it's awesome, and arguably more fun than actually playing on the PC itself sometimes. But I'm glad you're learning. Have you built many in the past? Would help if I put the RAM the right way up. There we go, RAM back installed. Okay, after all that faff, after all that time I wouldn't have saved by doing that weird operation that I just did. Just trying to make sure that I definitely want this in the center. No, I haven't, still loading. No worries. I would always just say with your first PC, just take your time, do as much research as you possibly can, and take your time and enjoy the experience. It's a lot like adult Lego, is the best way to describe it. What I'm actually think I'm going to do is only partially screw in the AIO because I want easy access to the CPU power. It could get really tight. That's what she said, trying to install it with the fan in place. So I'm going to partially install this, so I'm just going to screw it enough so it doesn't fly about, cause any damage. Do I go here? Yeah. I'm going to go there, because then I can get the final screw in anyways. Be a bit off center. I'm really excited to try the GPU. I'm hoping I'm going to get enough time because I promised I'd get it back to them tomorrow. I really want to try the GPU, which I'm eager to show everyone. It'll be my first experience with one. And I want to get my hands on one at some point. Cool thing is I've got a, as I showed in my last stream, an Ocp 580 in my main rig, so I can do some content on that at some point as well, which would be lovely. Really nice looking GPU as well. Surprising how warm I get after doing a little bit of physical activity. I think I might have tightened that up too much because I wanted to leave it that I can move it if I need to. And then I'll rescrew it in a mo. Although saying that, leave a whole lot of room. I think we'll do. I will actually screw it in thinking about it because I'm not going to have a whole lot of room anyway. I guess worst case scenario, I have to unscrew it at some point. Again. Don't know why that screw didn't feel right going in then. I wonder if I undo that a little bit. I don't really like how that went in. Didn't feel nice like it should have done. Undo some of these a bit more as well. Make sure I don't do them all until I've got everything installed. I think I'll undo this one a bit. Basically would have been done if I installed the fan in to begin with, but there you go. Install the screw at the top here. go, that's a bit better. Just a quick question, what do you think of the AMD Radeon RX 97E XT, 16GB paired with a AMD Ryzen 5 7600? Yeah, that's a good pairing. It depends on how your market's shaping. Have a look at how much the 9600X is, I would say. But yeah, that's an absolutely adequate pairing. And the GPU is awesome, and the nice thing is you can scale up if you ever needed to. I would say it's always better to. It doesn't always apply, but yeah, the more money you put on your GPU is favourable for your first PC, because you're going to tend to be more GPU bottlenecked by games than you are CPU bottlenecked. But yeah, just check the price of a 9600X, because I think they're kind of coming down to be nearly the same price as a 7600, and then you get an even better pairing there. But if not, go for it. Can't go wrong. Depends on your market or where you buy from at the moment. I think AliExpress is typically a good shout, and they're good to have discount codes soon if I'm not mistaken, so there's a really good time to buy if you're able to get from there. Just going to use a twist tie. I think I'll use a twist tie just so redo it if I need to. Just tidying up these cables so you can tuck them in between the RAM here. Out of sight, out of mind, and it'll be covered by the faceplate of the cooler as well. Lovely. It doesn't block the screw from being magnetic. There we go. Cool. I can now proceed. So we'll do power supply next, I think. Yeah, we'll do power supply next. Actually, you know what? I'm going to run some cables first. So let's like to do this bit a bit before doing the others. You can do it either way, really. Gonna pop off the back panel. We'll switch camera view so you can see me properly in just a mo. Do top down, smaller. So, ever minor complaint, the panels don't just easily slide off. I guess maybe it would if it was on its back, on its front, should I say? There we go. Switch camera view, shall we? There we go. Could do with the camera being higher above me, so you can see what's actually going on in here, but we'll do for now. Nice thing is, I really like the cable management grommets that they've got going on. It makes my life so much easier than trying to do this manually. I say manually, but trying to use the plastic cable ties all the time. And the nice thing is, like all good case manufacturers, they put all the front panel connectors into one cable. So much better. Manufacturers, make sure you do this because it's just such a godsend trying to install this. Don't 100% know where all the cables are at the moment, so we'll just pop that one in. Absolute lifesaver, just being able to put this straight in without even faffing about. Front panel in already, done. That's such a nice quality of life feature. Put that to the side so you can kind of see me working if need be. That was a bit dramatic. I should be more careful. I'm trying to see where the USB-C cable needs to run. Will it reach if I poke it through without even having to adjust the cable management here? I wonder. Might work. No, there's not enough torque on it. I'm going to have to take it out. Pull that down. Run it up here. Okay, there isn't just about enough torque to slot that in, I think. There we go. USB-C cable installed. USB 3 is it at the bottom? Oh, we've got one in the middle as well. Only at the bottom, okay, let's run that down then. Making sure there's not another one I could run it to. No, there's not, okay. So let's grab that and put it through to the bottom of the case. I'm gonna do this without tampering with the cable ties at the back here, because I like where they are at the moment. It makes my life easier. Trying to reattach them. Nice one. That's pulled out and gone. To be fair, it's a really well designed case that any newbie, I would say, would have a good time installing all the cables, etc. Typically. For a first time build, this is the kind of case where the design goes a long way. So that's that installed. I need headed audio, and then maybe the RGB for the fans I can run as well while we're at this stage. There's the headed audio. Oh, there it is. Interesting they run it all the way to the top. I guess they're just doing it just to keep it neat, but now I have to run it all the way down again. Headed audio. Cool, that's installed. Now just need to do fan headers and the RGB for the fans as well. I might run this down. There's an RGB fan header at the bottom. Yes. Yeah, I'm going to do that because my AIO is blocking that slot at the moment. Saying that it's a 5 volt. Maybe I won't have a choice. Oh, that's annoying. Oh no, okay. There's one at the bottom. I think I will do that rather than taking out the AIO. Where was that one? It was there, so let's slot that through here. RGB connected. Tidy that up again in a mo. Probably gonna have to undo these cable straps anyway in a second, but for now, put the fan header in as well. Full fan header installed. Cool, I think that's everything so far. Now we can run the power supply in. Yes. So, the power supply of choice today, I have never used. And I don't know the quality, maybe someone else can tell me. is a Montec Century 2 Gold 850 watt power supply modular, I believe, as well, which is always nice to have. I've never used a Montec power supply. I've used their cases a whole bunch. I assume they're really good quality. They're typically off for their cases, I think. I've never used their power supplies before, so again, this was customer choice. I had no say in this. He'd already bought this way before I'd even had a discussion with him. Let's pop that in there so I don't lose all those screws. That can get a bit, and I won't be using that ever. So yeah, modular as well, which is always handy, makes my life easier. I think, I'm trying to remember if my GPU needs 2 8-pin. I'm going to speculate that it does, so I'll install that prematurely. Prematurely, the right word. Let me get this bag open though. Interesting. They've like tied a knot on the bag, which makes it impossible to get it open, apparently. Yeah, there we go. God, I have to use my nails to get right in there. I don't know if they user retied it up or something, or maybe it came like that. Cables there, I'll put that back in and put the spare cables in there in a mo, so I know I'm going to need. Worrying thing is I haven't done a post test on this, so I'm just speculating that it's all going to work, which is worrying. Enemy of the state 12 volt power cable, thankfully don't need it because AMD aren't using that yet, which is good news. Motherboard connector I do need. That is PCIe, need one of those. Need CPU, only need one. SATA cable, don't think that's going to be used today. I could install both. No, I'm not going to bother. There's no need. CPU power things, I'll keep them to one side in case he ever does upgrade. Power supply, PCIe, isn't that? Yeah. And another SATA, we don't need that today. It can be bagged up later for later use. Quick start guide, I never need that. Interesting. It's a silver power supply. I guess it's not going to matter because you're not going to see it. It's quite sleek though. I'll show you properly rather than just wafting it in the air. Oh, that was very loud. I wish I put this booklet on the side here, maybe. Yeah. Cool. Just having a moment. Let's put the plastic back in here. Put that all to one side for the gentleman to use at a later date if he ever needs to. Put that to one side and I'll give that back to him once we're finished. Cool. Let's install the cables. Nice power supply actually. Very different look to your typical power supply. They're normally just black or white, etc. So a silver and black one makes for an interesting contrast, I think. A little bit different. Got so many of these twist ties that I can get rid of some of them. Power supply to PCIe. Yeah, we'll do that one. Or put that box on top next to the power supply box, so I'll put them together later. I'm going to have to do a bit of research on Monzo power supplies. I've seen them, but I've never seen them in the flesh. And I've never checked the quality. Gold rated, which is always good. At least they're efficient. I speculate they're pretty good. I've never checked if they're on the PSU tier list or anything like that. This way round. Realise I don't think I've got a Windows installer to hand, so I'm going to have to set that up on Mo. Do that whilst we're on stream so I can start working on this basically overnight. I didn't feel comfortable, but in it goes. Power supply. Has the 12 volt power header as I mentioned if you did have an NVIDIA GPU, so that's always handy, rather than use them faffy adapters that can cause fires. Cool. That is all the cables I need installed and ready to go. So let's put this into the case itself. With my phone. Yeah, I want to see my phone. Change view again. No, maybe I can do this one so you can see the cable management at least. It's a bit wobbly, and I can screw that in. No, my screwdriver's fitting there. Let's do this one instead. Are all of them wobbly, or is it just this one? No, it's just this one. Okay, not really a lot I can do about that apparently. Okay, so just carefully push these cables to one side as I install the power supply this way. Oh no, we want fan going downwards. Typically nowadays you want fan going downwards because most cases have a dust filter at the bottom. It used to be the case that it would be the other way around where it would fire upwards into the case, but this is much better in my opinion. Interesting, with the case they have, I don't know if I can show you that well, let's try. That leg is terrible. They've got pre-mounted screws for the power supply. That's really clever. It's like they thought of like everything that a PC builder would need. It's such a good idea. I'm definitely going to think about getting more of these cases in. Maybe I can start selling them myself because I'm very impressed. Look at that, now the power supply is in place and I know I only need to do 2 more screws to complete it. Quality of life they really thought about. Can't find the appropriate screws though. Should be somewhere. Maybe I have to use different ones again. Maybe I have to use these ones. Maybe that's what they're expecting of me. If so, that's kind of clever because then you're not having loads of different type of screws for different parts. You're using the same screw every time for every component you install. They really thought about this. I'm very impressed. I will definitely be recommending this case to a lot of people, especially when it's on offer because it goes on offer quite a bit. I'm going to chuck these, I think. I've seen them on offer a bunch, and it was the most popular case for a long time, if I'm not mistaken. So, 'cause, 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 ' Okay, so a little bit of cable. Curious to see what those. Maybe that's for running the motherboard power alongside it. Maybe that's what that's for. Let's try. Would that look alright? Don't know. Don't know if that would be right. No, maybe actually. I can see how that would work. So you run. Is this typical? Run the. In fact, let me do one better. Just tuck this under this here, if I can do that. Sorry about the Discord noise, I haven't muted Discord apparently. So you run that through here, go sideways up here. Is this right? Is this what you would do typically for this cable? Sorry, let me move that in just a mo. So that goes up there, and that goes round into the. Ooh, this could work. So the only thing I could think would make sense. I need to double check what side the plug's going to go. I don't know if that's a typical thing. That's actually what it's meant for, or I've just accidentally big-brained. I suspect it's where it's meant to go. Otherwise I can't explain what that grommet is actually for. Oh, didn't like that crunch. It's gotta be right. Though, doesn't 100% like going up here. Oh, there we go. Just need to pull the cable out a bit more. Is that right? I guess so. Am I missing something? Is that not how the cables were meant to run? Gonna go for it anyway, I think it looks neat. Okay, so we'll do CPU, was that PCIe? Just tidy up these cables before I get them in a tangle. So we'll do CPU running up along here. I think it makes sense, right? Who knows? This is for the CPU. No, it's not. No, it's not. That would have been annoying if I did that. This is for the CPU. I should have known that because it's one on its own. CPU cable running all along the top here. Oops. That's about in a second. Yeah, I won't pull that cable through just yet. There we go. I'll tidy that up in a second. Just want to plug that in first. Hopefully it's not too much of a challenge with the AIO in the way. The thing that I was worried about. How does one install this properly without AIO getting in the way. That loud banging. It's the only minor annoyance with that CPU core, the magnet. I hit any kind of like force and it bashes itself off. Thankfully it wasn't anything too crazy that flew off then, Jesus. It did give me a bit of a heart attack though. God. Don't like how these case fans are running at the moment. I'm going to tidy them up in a moment, I think. We'll get to that in a minute. Just got the task of installing this. What I've started to do with modular cables is I plug them in before I've even plugged them into the power supply and work backwards, if that makes sense, because it just makes my life easier when I'm having to come up in these obstacles where I'm trying to install it alongside an AIO that's blocking it. Can I do this? I think I can do it. This is where my cabling skills from earlier come in handy. Yes. God, that was a faff. Could have been worse though. Make sure cable is tidy. There we go. This thing can be pulled a bit more so it's tidier. There we go, okay. Nice and tidy. Can't even see it. Straighten that so makes my life easier. Let's do that as well. Cool. So we'll run the. I'm trying to work out the best place to run the PSU cable, the graphics card cables. I think maybe from the basement. So like, there's a big gap that's not utilised otherwise. Ow. Is this going to be the best location? Maybe up like that? Then I don't know if it's going to show too much of the cable. No, I think I'm going to run it a slightly different way. Let's pull that back through. So what I'm going to do instead is run that up through here, I think. Yeah. That we need to, I believe, when it's plugged in. Interesting. There is a cable management run for the CPU cable on the right hand side. I wonder if that would be a better point of call, you know. Could just basically undo it and move it along. Then it looks weird because there's no cables in there at the moment. Maybe if there was a second CPU cable that would be necessary. I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it. Probably overthinking it, to be honest. Cool, that is in. Just poke some excess cables back through and then neat them up on the other side. Cool, that is the power supply set up and ready to go. I think the cable access here, I wonder if I should. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll cable tie some of these cables in the back, just so they're a lot neater and tucked away. Good thing is I haven't really needed to use much of a cable tie so far. Gonna need a big cable tie if I've got any. Maybe I'll do double. I have to do double, okay. I'm just going to double up on the cable ties so I can grab all these kind of spare power supply cables and keep them together, just so it makes it even neater. You can't see that, let me show you. So I could have run the CPU cable along here, but I didn't, and I'm wondering if whether I should have done. I run the motherboard along here. It's just like a very unusual kind of thing to do, I think, but I don't think it looks unneat either way. Maybe a little unconventional. So what I'm doing, I'm gonna try and tighten this up, I think. Screw just doesn't seem to be in place properly. Okay, so I just doubled these up so I could have a bit more of a cable tie. I don't know if I've done that too far. Am I going to need to triple tie this? No. Sorry, Amish isn't here, but I know he will be triggered by this, but I don't have my wire clippers to hand, so I'm going to use scissors. Sorry for anyone triggered. Be careful. I don't recommend using scissors because very dangerous that you could potentially snip some wires. But there you go. I like to live like a cowboy sometimes. What I will do is I will kind of use this to tuck that cable in, I think, if I can. Yeah. Cool. It's a lot neater, I think. I'll kind of just tuck that along there. See how that looks from the front, shall we? One thing I keep noticing is the RGB fans, the way they've been connected is they're just dangling at the front here. A lot of faff to try and tuck them in. I wonder if I can kind of hide them around the back here. I don't know why. So everything's been really great so far with this case, but this part, they've done a terrible job. It's just like, they'll leave these dangling, you can figure it out. I think that might do though, kind of tucking it in, because it's just a lot of effort to try and tidy those up, I would argue. There you go, a lot neater. Can't see them at the front now. Let's see what's going on. I'm just going to push these cables so they're not ugly. There we go. Okay. So, move the case over to one side. GPU, I'm really excited to test this. I've never tried it, but it's one of the best best value GPUs on the market. In fact, probably the best value GPU on the market right now. So, you probably kind of saw from that view. GPU of choice today. Also on the parts list, if anyone was ever curious. Let's go to top down, shall we? That's not top down, that's top down. GPU of choice is the XFX 9060 XT Swift. Very, very good GPU. Looking forward to giving this a shot because I haven't actually had one to try out, so it's awesome that I get to use one today. He has already unboxed it. Very nice looking card. I like the overall build as well, which is like very minimal. Some good choices there. Don't think he's got this out of the wrapper yet, so carefully open this up. Interesting that it's not an anti-static bag. I guess it is in a way, but you know, it's normally like the one with crossed hatchings across it. Let's pop that, ready to give back to the customer. Doing the box collection. So, GPU today, 9060 XT XFX, very minimal design. Really going with the theme, I think. I feel bad peeling it, but I kind of, you know, have no choice because I don't want to make the guy peel it. I have to undo his case and peel it for himself. Especially when he's already potentially nervous about touching the PC after this. So, I'm going to do that now. Typically I don't like unpeeling stuff for people, you know, it's part of the experience. But on this occasion I think it would be a detriment to leave it on. Peel off those as well. I'm trying not to put my fingerprints all over it. Very nice looking GPU. Oh, one more bit of plastic peel. The main one. Really nice GPU. It's only one PCIe 8. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I will take one out then. Oh, I've already cable tied them. Bugger. I actually thought it was going to be 2x8. How wrong I was. I should have known it was much more power efficient than I thought. Okay, in that case, I'm going to prepare. Should I take that one out? I think. I'm going to have to undo that cable tie though, which is annoying because I have to do that again. But maybe I can do it now. One cable less, I can use only one instead. I have to use scissors though, which is gross again, sorry. Let's disconnect that one. Let's put that in the box before I forget to do that. Put those boxed and ready to go. Oh, so let's get this GPU installed, shall we? Maybe I'll just tidy those cables again. Maybe I'll do that in a mo. let's get the GPU installed. So let's undo brackets first. Damn it. Again, good design. They've got thumb screws in. Weirdly, there's no like. Maybe there is. I'm missing something, but there's nothing to cover this hole here. Don't know if that's intentional. Maybe there's something in the box that does that or something that I've missed. Just like having a look around just to make sure. What is that? Don't think that's anything. Don't know. Double check that in a mo, I guess. Come back to that in one moment. Seems weird that there would just be a gap where dust can filter in. Right. They are thumb screws, but the question is, have they done them thumb tight or screwdriver tight? Because screwdriver tight does my head in. Have they been good? No. Now I have to do it with a screwdriver. They're thumb screws, people. Thumb screws. Use your thumbs, not a screwdriver. The good thing is that it's so much easier to put on than the other type of screws that you normally get for GPUs. Put this in before I forget it as well. Right, no flying off this time. You promise? But just to show you GPU being installed, can't see it from that angle. You actually, I've actually taken out the wrong bracket, I think. Thankfully, because it's thumb screw, much easier. I think I'm gonna have to, put one further up again. Could put it down, I guess. It's still doing a Willy reveal at 1069. I will do a Willy reveal at 1069, but you need to get these subscribers in, man. I can't do it without. Let's go top down so you can see me install the GPU, eh? We're a ways off that Willy reveal at the moment, I'm afraid. Maybe when I do content, more content, which I'm working on, I promise. Okay, we'll tie this together, I think. Yeah. So GPU installed. There you go. And I need the aforementioned scissors again. Sorry, Amish. I'll get wire clippers next time, I promise, okay? I promise. I won't promise. I'll try. I'll try to promise. get these screws back in place. I was going to say I'm quite thirsty, but thankfully I remembered to bring water with me. I think we're well on course to beat the 10 PM deadline though. I should give myself I should get some sort of point system where if I make it before 10, I give myself some sort of reward. If I don't, I get some sort of punishment. Something to think about. Maybe I'll say 3 hours or something from the commence of the stream to complete a PC. Yeah, weird that it's just empty here. I don't get that. I'm going to double check that in a mo. But that's your GPU installed. And then just fraction more cable management that I was going to do. And we are done. Oh, that's no, it's not useful on this occasion, but an anti-sag bracket for GPUs. Kind of cool, but not going to be necessary in this build, of course, because the GPU isn't that big. That's what she said. You know what? I am actually going to screw. I'm going against my policy here, but I'm actually going to screw that just to prevent sag. Just a little bit. It shouldn't sag anyway because it's not a particularly huge GPU, but just lock it into place. There we go. So, final bit of cable management, just redoing that clipping of the power supply cables that I did earlier. And I think we are ready to go. Can I get all the cables in here? I wonder. Can I do it in with one cable tie? Thank you for the follow, Meguru. How are you today? This evening? This morning, wherever you are in the world? Meguru. Ah, okay. You know what? That standoff might be built into the motherboard. There's not mourning in the world. You're not mourning in the world. I'm nice, I'm glad. You're a mindset. Your attitude's a mindset, huh? Huh? We are done. We are done with today's build. Well, he says. I've done a post test yet. Also, there's something bashing around in the front here, so I wonder if there's a screw loose or something. Oh, it's one of these things. I don't even know what these do. Oh. What does that mean? Does that mean 120mm radiator? And it like changes. If so, that's pretty cool. I always picture your strong arms around me giving me a great big hug. The strongly manly arms. Same. But it's 11 PM tomorrow and I will go to school. I'm sorry. Is it your first day back at school? I know a load of kids have been off, or people have been off, should I say, for the summer holidays. It's a shame if you have to go back. Hopefully you had. If you did, I hope you had some great time off. Okay, so we'll pop on back panel. Okay. They've taped the filter on the back here for some reason. A little bit of ventilation, which is always nice to have. I thought that wasn't going to come back off. Come back off then for a moment. My parents will buy me a PC, a 5070 and a 7800 X3D for New Year. Should I build it yourself or order a pre-built? That is always a choice that I would leave up to you. I would, if you have the courage and you're willing to build up the knowledge about PC building, you're going to save money, you're going to learn a great skill, you're going to have a good time. If time's of the essence, then, and then you're really nervous about building it yourself, then a pre-built is an option. But if you're happy to put the time in to learn, it's not that difficult, I would say. It just takes time. You need to be patient. I would always say build it yourself. Hello, Amish Tech. How are you? How was your trip abroad? I hope you had a lovely time. I'm very envious. I'm looking forward to going away myself. It's just in time for the post test. Oops. Post test that nearly wouldn't work because I nearly dropped the PC. How about that? Okay. Sorry. This happens all the time. I don't know how to fix this permanently because I spin it so much. The screw becomes loose. Don't know if there's any fix. Back at work now, sadly. I'm sorry. Maybe I just got to always spin it this way or something. I don't know. Good night, Mega Guru. Thank you for coming. I hope you have a good day at school. Many streams, many consistent. 5 weeks in a row. Can you believe it? 5 weeks in a row I've streamed. I've never been this so consistent for anything in my life. I mean, that's not true, but it's unusual for me. I'm trying to really make a habit of it, and then habit will continue into YouTube videos, I hope. It's the plan. One small step at a time. Let's install the Wi-Fi antennas. Don't know if he needs them, but just in case he does. And then we'll do a post test, shall we? Oh, I need to install the top. I'm just going to consistently try to do every Thursday. Try and make this part of my routine. Go back to the other view, shouldn't we? So just carefully slide that along the top. It's always difficult when you have an AIO. The screws tend to butt in, so you have to kind of carefully slide that. I had this problem on another case with the exact same cooler, or I couldn't get the top in because the screws would block it. Hoping it's not going to be the case today again, but Oh, there we go. Just about carefully slid that on. There we go. Are we ready for the post test? Imagine if this doesn't turn on, I will just break down in tears. Still haven't got round to installing a longer kettle lead, so I'm gonna have to kind of hope this one reaches. Maybe have to do it from the side. The worrying thing of that light hasn't got a long cable either. Okay, we'll do a post test like this. I'm not going to put any stress on the cable anymore. Are we ready? I don't like this. I'm going to move the light. Sorry, we're in the pretty stream. Just want to make sure I've got enough cable give to turn this around properly. I will get that cable, I promise. Got to stop promising things, but I'm going to try to. You ready? 3, 2, 1. It's not going to light up, so you're not even going to know if it's on or not. And you're not, because I haven't pressed the power button. 3, 2, 1. Oh no, it will light up, of course. Forgot about those fans at the front. How about that then, eh? How about that? Oh, I realise that's not spinning. When did the cables come loose? Oh. Well, I think it's working. But that fan's not coming on for some reason, so I'm just going to need to recheck that cable. Annoyingly, I just tucked them all behind the back there to make it neat, and now I'm going to have to undo it again. Let's try that again, shall we? I just remembered I am going to prepare a Windows USB because I haven't got one laying around. Maybe I'll download a new one. Let's go. Sorry, just preparing this before I forget. Oh, sorry. I'm like very near. I mean, I'm done for all intents and purposes, pretty much. I have got to install a fan cable again, so you can join me on that journey. Very exciting. Just noticed the top fan wasn't spinning, and I wonder if one of the cables has come loose when I tucked them away. That's kind of horrible. It doesn't slide. Okay. There is a loose. It's weird. They're all plugged in, unless 1, 2. Is there one unplugged that I'm missing? I'm missing something here. 1, 2, 3. They're all plugged in. Maybe it was just loose a bit. Let's try that again. Oh. Check out the pins in the daisy chain. Yeah, well, I just pressed them all together. There we go. Oh. There we go. That's good news. One of the fans got caught in something though, so what is blocking it? Ah, this RGB header. Yeah, it must have just been a loose cable in the daisy chain. budge them back together. It's probably when so I basically pushed, because all the cables are at the front exposed. It looks super gross, so I just pushed them around the back to hide them along. That's much better now. I think it was just like ever so slightly loose, so just kind of pushed them all back together and seems to be fine now. Just remembering to download Windows, as I talked about. Let's get the back panel on. Should we do a post test? We should do a post test, shouldn't we? I actually got, I wonder if I can do it so you guys can see it, because I've got a capture card now. Don't love how this back panel goes on. Used to just slide, but now you have to kind of slot it in, which is rough. Okay, it'll do. Should we do a final? We'll do a proper post test, shall we? Do I have a HDMI cable that I can do this with, though? I mean, I'll destroy it and rebuild it. Sorry, I won't do that. I won't do that. You can watch it on VOD, though. You can pretend like you were there live. It's gonna be 2 minutes though. We'll do a post test. We'll make it exciting, shall we? Not really exciting, but back in 2. Hello. So we're going to try something. If this works, this is all like on the fly, so sorry about cable managed mess, or not cable managed mess. I've basically got a new capture card, so we're going to see if I can show you the post. I mean, I can show you up front here as well. I have a quandary for the council of the big brains. Speaking to someone with a 100k mining farm. Damn. Potentially for some GPUs, thoughts, like a lot of RTX 3000 series. How many GPUs? Check the. Can you ask to see them all tested and working beforehand? I've never done it personally myself yet, like bought from a mining person. At least I don't think so. But with the proper due diligence, might be okay. Sorry, that's not really big brain help. I'm gonna create. Sorry, forgive me for faffing around right now. I'm gonna go blank. I want to see if this works. Don't know if this is going to work. If it doesn't, then we might have to just post from the front. I know that's not right. It'd be video capture if I'm not mistaken. And this is display capture. No. No. Don't know if this is going to work. I forget how you do it though, truthfully. Display capture. Is it not display capture? Sorry, I've realised that no one can see the chat anymore either. I think it's video capture, but I guess I haven't installed the drivers or whatnot. I think. It's not showing up in my list either. Okay, no, we'll scratch that. We'll do the post test from here, shall we? Very hooky setup. I can see approximately 13 rigs, 8 to 12 GPUs. What's the price? So, there we go, all fan spinnings, etc. Don't know how I can show the monitor easy enough. Make sure the input is right as well. I'm not even plugged into it. Of course it's not going to work. Right, sorry. Promise it won't be so ghetto the setup next time. I've got to stop promising things that I can't guarantee. I'll try not to make it ghetto. The price is open to offers. That does my head in. If you can see them, test them, and get a good price on them, then there's potential. Because like miners, good miners would look after them, replace all their GPUs, put them at a nice undervolt, etc., etc. Maybe it's because I didn't have a display. I'm not going to read that debug light. We are not getting a post. It says RAM. Please don't tell me I have to reinstall the RAM again. The DRAM? I can't 100% see it. If it is, I will break down. Just try, maybe it was just because I didn't have a display on at the time. It was being weird. DRAM. I have very nice buttocks, thank you. They're very fat buttocks. Very nice big booty. Trying to lose that big booty. You're welcome. I'm new, see? Just for my willy, get my buttocks. Is the post? Yes. Oh, okay, wait. I will wait. Did it take a long time then? Really? Shit. Okay, guess we're waiting for 5 minutes. Well, I guess that gives me time to download Windows again. It's shall we command exclamation mark parts list. Give it a try. Curious to see if it works. Not gonna work now, is it? God damn it. God damn it. It should work. Is it only me that can activate it? It should be available for everyone, sorry. I'm gonna reconfigure that. For the build today, there's a Ryzen 7600 X, a MSI, I'm reading out what you can see, but MSI B 650 gaming plus Wi-Fi, 32 gigabytes of DDR5 at 6000 megahertz, RX 9600 XT, Corsair 4000D, Crucial P3 Pro 1 terabyte, and a Montech Century Gold 851. It's taken a long time. Please be training. Please be training. You reckon it's training? I'm just going to need to see why that parts list wasn't working for everyone. I don't think it's set to... Maybe it's because I haven't set the command for Twitch and it's just for... Yeah, it should be fine. I don't know, I'll have to double check that. Is it a Crucial P3 Plus? It is. Be careful of them on the latest. Oh shit, is this one of the ones that is suffering from that update issue? This is a customer's build as well, they bought it themselves, I didn't even have a hand in it. If I install Windows afresh, would that be okay rather than updating? Whenever I built my first AM5 PC, it took around 10 minutes to first post. Okay. We're going to give it some time then. I'll give it until 20 to 10 on my watch. Oh shit. Bloody Microsoft. Absolute nightmare company. Are you going to post? I think the drives just drop out and then the system blue screen of deaths, or black screen of deaths now. Looks like the phone had damage once. Yeah. That is shitty. I don't even think I've got a replacement SSD for him. Thank you for giving me the heads up though, I completely forgot about that. Okay. I guess maybe before I install Windows I should be cautious anyways. Is this still not posting? Just don't update to KB5063878. I will delay updates, I think. I'll just install the Fresh OS and then just pause updates and explain the situation. So be careful because Windows are fucking shit up at the moment. Is the monitor plugged in? I hope so. Yes. It's a HDMI. Yeah, Windows does destroy PCs now. Even more reason why my now Office PC has Linux on it. Although the irony is I'm running Windows right now because I didn't have enough time to set up my streams on Linux. I'm gonna give it another few more minutes, I guess. Yeah, I'm running Linux Mint on my main PC now. And I was having a lot of fun playing around with it earlier. And Linux. No. No, I don't. I have my Office PC that has some. I guess worst case scenario, if you've used some, I won't want to faff around with it right now, but you can do it first thing tomorrow, maybe. Not ideal though. I don't think it's going to post, is it? Should we give it 2 more minutes? No, I don't think it's going to post either. Should we try one stick? So it's not detecting RAM because it's not turning off straight away. So annoyingly, I had to undo the AIO last time just to get to the RAM. Let's try that. Problem is I'm going to have to undo the AIO again just to install the RAM. That is the problem. Still giving me the DRAM light. It's the first time I've come across this issue, it's weird. Maybe the first RAM stick isn't installed properly. Yeah, the problem is my RAM is in this PC which I'm running the stream off, so I don't. Oh, there is a flash BIOS button. Okay, I could do that. To help with the post, just in case there's like memory issues with the old BIOS. I guess I could try that. I can also get my own RAM sticks out, I guess, if necessary. I should buy some spare DDR5, I guess, for these kind of issues. Just annoyingly not cheap to have kicking around. I guess I can just get a really slow, crappy 116GB stick or something. It's the DRAM, yellow and red. The annoying thing is I have to take off the AIO just to get the RAM back in, which is a pain in the buttocks. RAM training for MSI, yeah. We give this one, I don't know, 10 minutes? And then I'll give up and just sort it out tomorrow. Maybe I should do a video about this, that'd be very boring and insightful. It's a shame, it's a really nice looking PC though. XFX logo. Yeah, maybe I could do both of those things, a BIOS update and use my RAM potentially. Maybe I could just leave this running for like however long it takes and just see what happens. Yeah. A nuisance, to say the least. I don't know if anyone's watching on Twitch, because I was going to say we can maybe find someone to raid. I think everyone's on YouTube. YouTube raid. Whatever the thing is at. No, I think I literally have one viewer on Twitch. There's no point doing a raid. That'll be embarrassing for everyone. There's a load of PC gaming channels live, actually. It will work if you rebuild it. If you watch the VOD, then it will look like I've rebuilt it twice. I mean, I'm going to be back next week. I'm going to do another build. Same time next week. I know you're going to miss me, but I'll be back, I promise. Huh. I guess I'm going to download the BIOS ready for tomorrow. I've got to download the Windows ISO anyway. How very unfortunate, hey? It's the MSI Pro, was it Pro Gaming? No, this I just read it. I've got the box here. Gaming plus Wi-Fi. It's a good thing the chap didn't actually go for and install it, because he would be smashing his head against the wall, I'd imagine, going like, what the fuck is it doing? It might be that the one RAM stick's not sliding correctly though as well. I realise there's no there's no fan at the back. I reckon I should get one and put it in there for him. Isn't there one in the box actually? Strange. I think I have exactly that, 16 gigabytes. So we could try this on stream, you know. I normally call it quits at 10 o'clock, so we'll go for 15 minutes and see if we can get this running, shall we? MSI B650 Gaming plus Wi-Fi. Just use this stick for the moment, and then because the Windows install is going to take a while anyways. But damn you, MSI. No, I don't want the beta version of the BIOS. Cool, that's downloaded. We can try it now. I think it'd be worth a go, wouldn't it? I might actually need you to run this through with me, Amish. I have never done a BIOS from button install, if that makes sense. BIOS update from button. I'll make sure that's the right way round. It's always the way with USBs, isn't it? You plug them in 32 different ways and then eventually they go in like that. Let's so format FAT32. Oh no, right, okay, yeah, that's fine. I was looking at the wrong USB stick then. FAT32, call it BIOS. Format complete. Yeah, so reading the BIOS key actually says supports up to. It looks like there was some potential RAM issues previously. So maybe that is indeed the problem. And it's a good thing that I'm doing it rather than this chap, because he might have been really struggling. What's that saying? Okay, so I just install it to the root of the drive, I guess, and then press the button. Cool, so BIOS. Do I restart the PC to flash it, or do I just do it from here? I guess I should turn it off and turn it back on for better practice, right? Don't know. I've really done this before. Extract it, don't dump it. Okay, extract, don't dump. What she said, I think. Extracted, go. MSI.ROM, okay. So this is why it was a great time for you to turn up actually. I think I would have fudged up. I've extracted it to put a folder in, is that right? So I'm not putting it on root then. Let's change that to MSI.ROM. So I leave the folder on the root. But interestingly, in the notes it doesn't say anything like that, which is stupid. So I've changed what was, get the name of it. I've changed it into a ROM file anyway, whatever it was. It was a 1LO file. That should be good, right? In fact, maybe I should show you just to be safe. A bit of on-site engineering. This one. Like that. MSI.ROM, can you see that okay? I don't know. MSI.ROM being the spare file that's left over, and then that's just a README file. Or do I need to? I don't need to name the folder .ROM, do I? That doesn't make sense. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Get rid of the text file. Oh, right, okay. But extracting, okay. So I can just leave. I can't just, if I extract, I need to do that. Okay, we'll give that a spin. So when I extracted it, gave me the full folder. Can't find Cool. So here it goes. Oh, okay, that's the flash BIOS one. I must make sure I go in there. So just turn it on and click the button. Do I hold the button? I guess I'll just click it, right? Which light in particular? One on the motherboard? Don't know. Oh. Not worried because I clicked the BIOS button. Be fine, right? Okay. Should be a single LED in that rear I/O somewhere. So I press it without turning the PC on. Or do I hold the button and then turn the PC on? Oh, it's doing it itself. Right, okay. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's flashing now. I get you. Basically turns itself on. And then it's indicating that it's flashing. See? Recommend having Amish in your streams. He's got the knowledge. Yeah, it's doing. I guess it's just flashing now. Yeah, it's just blinking in and out. Catching up with all my text messages. Okay, when it's done, the light will go off. If the light stays on, there's a problem with it reading the file. Okay. When you say stays on, you mean like a solid? Or just stays flashing for like indefinitely? Good thing they do these like flashes from the back now. Okay, solid means problem. Good. Thank you. What I should do now is just yank out the USB as quick as possible and just slam the PC off, do you think? And break the system. Wish they would write a proper tutorial themselves for this feature. They should. Make for good. It's probably this. I was going to say it's going to make for good YouTube content, but there's definitely a video about this somewhere. Such a godsend thinking about it because it would have been so handy for the amount of Ryzen CPUs that weren't compatible with older motherboards. Then the PC, it's not solid. I confuse you on purpose. The PC, it's not solid. I confuse you on purpose. So many nuggets of knowledge I've had from people that's not written down anywhere. Yeah. Is that not on YouTube or something? Because if not, not that I really want to make tutorial videos because they're kind of dull. But I appreciate their value. Still flashing, so it's a good sign. For 4 minutes. I don't really. Just leave it running, but the Windows I was downloading was taking an absolute lifetime. 16 minutes left. It must be on like the slowest server ever. I was just saying if it's worth rating, but it's definitely not. A few PC streamers on. Meta PCs is on. Oh no, his stream's finished. Skytech Gaming's finished. Oh no, Skytech Gaming are on. We shouldn't need YouTube to explain the feature. No, I agree with that. I'm just mean selfishly for views. MSI should have it in the box basically. Yeah, these are cool dudes, the Skytech Gaming guys. Just don't have any people in there to take with us. Sorry, I realise I'm not really interacting as much. I'm just kind of curious to see what's going on. It's still just flashing the BIOS at the mo. If the MSI burns, don't worry. There's an MSI afterburner. Very good. Very good. MSI afterburner. Still flashing? Still flashing? Still flashing? I don't know whether just to call it quits and just wait for it to do its thing. It might take a while. Then maybe I'll do that. I will see if this command works. I don't know why only that command worked for me, but what I will do is I'll post an update in the ready for this dramatic bit, Discord. So if anyone's interested to see what happens after this. I mean, I need to get it working, but I plan to get it working. Because I need to give it to the customer tomorrow was the game. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it there, because I'm going to be waiting here for a long time, otherwise just staring at the back of it. Thank you everyone for being here. Can't do a YouTube raid, so I don't know. I think I'm just going to pull the plug, I think. Oh, no, I thought I'd stop there, but I'm too ahead of myself. Thank you everyone for being here. We'll do hopefully another PC build next week. I haven't actually got any PC builds in store yet, but maybe I have an idea in mind. We shall see. Let's go for week number 6 in a row, shall we? Oh. 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 As if it heard me. Very dramatic. There's a BIOS up to date, I guess. Do we get a post now? It's not going to post, is it? It's not going to post, is it? Okay. I'll update everyone on Discord if everyone wants to join. But thank you so much for being here. Yeah, I'll come up with a plan. I'll definitely be streaming next week. Subject to anything going disastrously wrong. Got a couple of ideas in mind. I'm just going to work on something and then come back and come up with it. Yeah, I will update in the Discord. Thank you for being around and thank you for your support. See you guys same time next week.